Good evening, hero. Aw, you're so cute. Jumping right into that fighting stance. But I feel obligated to warn you. One step, and I'll release your weakness upon you. Yes, I found it. How pathetic it is, being completely debilitated by such a common element. Imagine being zapped of all that power with just a simple net. Ah, and I know how slighted you must feel, knowing my own weakness seems to elude you. You barely have an inkling of what my power is, let alone how to stop me. I just thought I'd give you a fair shake, considering this is your home. So, this is what a hero lives like. It's beautiful. Shockingly, you have a wonderful taste in furniture. And this bed, it's heavenly. I always wondered what you did with all that government funding. Not so much of a benefactor after all. This looks expensive. Was this little ornament really worth the price you paid? Well, no. I didn't come here to criticize how you spend your money. You know, I never actually intend to mock you, hero. But you make it far too easy. See, my intentions are to make the world a better place, to bring Utopia to this planet. But it looks like you intend to keep everything the same. No better or worse than when you found it. How easy it must be to defend the system when you benefit from it. What do you mean I'm a danger to this world? No wonder you hate me. I'm threatening this little status quo you're exploiting. That's not what you meant? That. Always hung up on the details, aren't you, hero? See, I don't mind how many bodies I have to step over to create Utopia. Anyone who opposes me is too indoctrinated in the current system to see the good in my reformation. It truly is a shame. But if I left even one dissenter to survive in this city, then what would happen when I move to conquer the country? What if they start blaspheming and brainwashing everyone here? Let me put it this way. If I leave one misguided soul in, let's say, every other town I liberate, well, they can all band together and form a revolution. And I simply cannot take on a mob of that caliber, especially if they begin recruiting. Which brings me to you. See, I didn't come to belittle you. I came to ask you to join me. I could use someone with your power. Together, we can create the world no one thought possible, bringing the world together with no poverty, no starvation, no slavery, and no violence. Everyone will have everything they need and more. And together, we can rule that place as the benevolent overseers. So quick to reject me. I'm well aware that my tactics aren't your style. So, I'll allow you to spread my message to every citizen as you see fit. Take to the streets like a preacher, or do your little hero act in the name of Utopia. I don't really care how you do it, so long as you convince people to follow my laws. Well, yes, I said no violence would be present in Utopia. So what if I have to bend my rules so that no one else can break them? It's a necessary sacrifice. This is the one time in history where the ends are guaranteed to justify the means. You're bringing that up. Look, I gave the governor the peaceful option. All he had to do was cough up the information I needed. If anything, that ineffectual politician broke his own finger by being so stubborn. At least, that was the only force I had to use against him. Just a little motivation, so to speak. There was no other way. If I don't know how to manipulate the government already in place, how can I possibly rule the world? Oh, don't worry. I'll replace the current fools with loyalists in time. But until then, the incumbents must know who they answer to. What about you? Who commands you, hero? How clever. Unfortunately, you answering to no one is a predicament. Not just for me, but to the denizens you feign to protect, while making them pay your salary, even though you're late to my escapades half the time. And let's not forget those government cells that direct you to my location. I don't have an issue with your independence, but they may. And now you backtrack. Typical. I'll admit it. It is adorable seeing someone so determined to prove me wrong suddenly become flustered when they can't is quite the adoring quality. Or maybe I should be more frank and say it's quite the turn on. Either way, you've managed to capture my heart. Indeed, your natural preference for justice, your standards you stick by so tenaciously, your wit, it's all very attractive. Your body doesn't look too bad either. Why do you think I always tend to rip your suit mid-battle? Here we are. We seem to have the same favorite treat, my darling hero. Why don't we toast our new partnership with some of this? You're not surprised, are you? Is it too much of a dream come true that I would return your feelings? I saw the way you looked at me when I was on your bed, and I'm not foolish. You've let me win many times, even when you could have had me locked up. Excuses, excuses. You can be honest with me, little hero. So, what do you say? Will you join me and be my champion? Or will you become just another grave I have to send flowers to periodically? Excellent. Join me on the bed. There's no reason to be so distant, hero. Unless, of course, you've been lying to me. But I don't think you have that in you. So come. Well, go on. Dig in. Ah! That was a mistake. Ugh, look. My nose is bleeding. The only consolation I have is knowing how much pain you're in with that little trap I warned you about. Having fun, are we? Oh dear. So sorry to make fun of your plight. But you were so confident I was bluffing, weren't you? I already have more power than you think. And with power comes access to information. Specifically, information on you, my little hero. Now you're just jumping to conclusions. I'm not going to kill you yet. If this little bump in our relationship persists, I'll consider it. But for now, I think we just need to spend more time with each other. Clearly, you don't understand enough about me and my plans. You panicked. That's all that little punch was, right? How would you like to come home with me? I'll make you feel as comfortable as you would be here, even if it's not as nice as this place. Of course, I'll have to dress you in some new clothes, just in case you have a tracking device in that lovely suit of yours. But I think you'll like the style I've chosen for you. Yes, I've already selected your new wardrobe. Silly hero, I've been planning this for far too long. It's embarrassing to say, actually. I know everything about you. I originally followed you with the intent to destroy you, but now I must have you and your beautiful soul all to myself. I've broken every rule in your book, and you think I'll draw the line at stalking or kidnapping? No. This world is not allowed to pull you away from me any longer. You will see the truth as we discuss Utopia more. I know there's true good inside you, hero, that doesn't just put on airs. Nobody in this city can keep me from my dreams. You failed, hero. But I promise, this is one loss you'll be grateful to have under your belt. From this moment on, you're going to see the world begin to be a happier, brighter, safer place. But first, I have to show you your personal utopia.